Oh, finally, I'm back home. I have a 2-hour exam, 1-hour training, and all the traffic that I have to support to come here. Now the day's ending and I can relax. Now, wait a second. Yes, hello, Laura? What? In 1 hour I have a meeting with a personal interviewer about forecasting? Yes, okay, yeah, I have to fix up to be according for the occasion. Take a shower and settle because I just get home just a few minutes. I'm here. So yes, please give me a minute and I will be there. Thank you. Well, I have a meeting, so the relaxing is going to wait a little bit.
Hi, Silvia. Of course. All right, see you.
Hello you all, good afternoon. Welcome to this forum. Loyola Clinic is a hospital of dental services, oral and maxillofacial surgery, aesthetic medicine and plastic surgery, which guarantees health, satisfy needs and requirements of patients through reliable treatments and satisfactory results. And today we have 5 different guests from Loyola Hospital. It is a company that was created 27 years ago in Bogota and has an administrative staff of 100 people. It has many offices in Bogota, Medellin, and Bucaramanga. The mission of the company is a team of professionals in the area of specialized dentistry, aesthetic medicine, and plastic surgery, who cares for preserves, restore oral, facial, and body health, providing guaranteed treatments, offering cutting-edge procedures and techniques in dental implants, plastic surgery, maxillofacial, and anti-aging medicine, thanks to the commitment, knowledge, and experience of our human talent. The vision is that in 2022, we will continue to improve the quality of life of patients through cutting-edge procedures and techniques with expansion of coverage nationwide. Thanks to our alliances in the market. Welcome Valentina, the inventory planner, Laura, the general manager, Omar, the operation manager, Jean-Paul, the forecast analysis, and Nicolas, the operator. Today we have most of them in person, but one is in a hotel in a conference.
Hi, Silvia. Thanks for the invitation.
Hello, Silvia. Thanks.
Hi, Sylvia and everyone.
Hi.
Let's start with this forum. First, let us start with the general management. Laura, does the company high management involve on defining the issues or the forecast concepts strategy?
Hi, Silvia. Well, the forecast strategy in our company let us project possible movements and be prepared to know how the service will be depending on the data organized to show us all the information. The high management is involved into the forecast. Planning is one of the most important stages in operation management and forecasting. It's a very helpful tool that allows to predict the rhythm or the timing of the service for the date selected for planning. As this stage is so important, the high management is involved in the forecasting strategy.
Thanks for your answer, Laura. Let's continue with the operation management. It is the use of the table methods important to implement a forecasting successfully. Which method do you use?
Of course it is, Sylvia. As the operation manager of the Loyola Clinic, I have to say that without the qualitative methods, a correct forecasting would be impossible to implement. The one that we mostly use here is the Delphi method. We divide into decision makers, staff personnel, and respondent. Me, with the help of the forecast analysts and other co-workers, make the decisions. We are the decision makers. The staff personnel assist us by preparing, distributing, collecting, and summarizing a series of questionnaires and survey results. The respondents, which are clients and workers of the hospital, we judge their values. We value their judgments. So we work like a chain. The respondents give their answer to the staff personnel, and the staff personnel report everything to us. Based on that, we make the forecasting.
Our firm today is based on forecast, so let's continue with the forecasting analysis from the Loyola Clinic. How is the forecasting measures in the clinic with respect to time horizons?
Well, as previously stated, at the clinic we implement moving average using actual data values to generate a forecast, established to a short range for the planning, purchasing, job scheduling, and job assignment of this period, what refers to less than 3 net months. And by other side, in medium range is predict the sales planning, the budgeting, and the analysis of different operative plans. And finally, in the long range, contemplate the possibility of suspension, improvements, and all the concerns related to the success of the enterprise's vision.
Very interesting your answer, Jean-Paul. Now we are going to follow with inventory planner. The first question is, how do you control inventory forecasting in your company?
We rely primarily on tracking the demand of users, patients, canceling patients, supplies, and treatments by keeping good records and databases of each process. Also, we consider the hiring, training, and dismissal of workers depending on the expected demand. For this, the following steps are developed. First, determining the use of the forecast as the user forecast to make decision on staffing, schedules, and available rooms. Second, select the items to be forecast, such as of the machinery that determines its maintenance and scheduling. Third, determine the time horizon of the forecast, decompose the past into components and then project them into the future. Fourth, select the forecasting approaches. Five, gather the data needed to make the forecast. Six, make the forecast. And seven, validate and implement the resources.
Thanks, Valentina. The last guest, but no less important, is one of the operators from the hospital. Going into the subject a bit, I have the following question. How are the implementation strategies and correct distribution of goods and money for the areas of the hospital executed at the operational level? This is in order to see if some areas are distributed equitably or given priority over others.
Okay, first, I want to apologize because I think that my initial grading was not here. You know, how the technology in these days. So, thank you very much for your words, Silvia. I appreciate. So, okay, grading your question, we have to make a little classifications before answer this question. You see, there are different points depending of the type of hospitals, since are public and private hospitals. There are different ways that these type of hospitals do the things. For example, to the public hospitals, these are regulated depending of the sources of income through daily rates and others for the government or whatever. What matters to us is that for making decisions, everything is put on the table, say something, to speak, and there are a legal person and administrative tables that who decide what to do, what areas to invest, while in the private ones having more sources in coming of relative status and some expectation that they usually maintain and invest equally in all the areas.
Whoa, I had no idea that the way in which these processes were executed was so rigorous. Thank you for solving this question. And finally, so that it is not so boring, I have another question. For the distribution of assets required, then for the proper functioning of this hospital, how is the management and administration of these resources executed, and for what purpose?
Okay, indeed, it's something quite complicated. So say it in that way. Good. With respect to your question, because it is vital linked to the previous one, because as I told you before, in public hospital, everything is done through a very complex system in which the handling certain range within which as implement such as goals, ghosts, etc. The most last for an amount extra time. If they finish before this time, then they have to see what is happening and go to a somewhat long process to us and more ahead of the time. While in the private hospitals, although the process is almost the same complicated process, but these type of hospitals have a big deposits and they do large projections that allow them to better anticipate and meet needs if it's applicable. So that's it. I know that is something complicated and boring answer, but you know.
Laura, how the middle management implement all these concepts to contribute to the forecasting strategy?
Well, there are a lot of ways to set up a forecast strategy, but after testing different methods, we have concluded that studying the last year's statistics and classifying the data and numbers at the end of the service by day is the method that helps us to the forecast process. The middle management contribute to the forecasting by filling the information on the database, and with the help of a software, the software will classify and drop all the information that we need to be prepared for the service of the day.
Thanks, Laura. Jean-Paul, tell us about the type of forecast.
Well, having in account our market, the health market, and obviating the previous situation of COVID-19, the recovery of the market stabilized the demand. Doing that, demand forecasts tend to be positive and less worrying. Also, our services are generally to medium or long term, doing that in some way demand is guaranteed for a period. And by other side, the economic forecast goes further from our interest and is in a priority level is low. And finally, the technological forecast is a priority. According to our vision and objective, we are ever looking for being on the vanguard and giving the best service hand in hand with comfort and taking advantages of new progresses.
Another question for Omar. What is the importance of applying correctly the quantitative methods to make a forecasting?
Yeah, Silvia. Basically, the importance of applying them correctly is to make the right prediction. Any of the quantitative methods are very useful if they are correctly implemented, just like the qualitative. The ones that we mostly use here are moving averages. We use historical data values to generate a forecast. We assume that market demands will stay steady over the time. Mathematically, the simple moving averages, which serve as an estimate of the next period's demand, is expressed as the total demand in previous number of periods over the number of periods we are counting. This method has been helpful to determine the number of inputs that we may need in a given time. That's it.
And another one for Valentina is how do you implement the strategy of selecting forecasting approaches in your work?
Okay, the indicators are used as starting points. We measure number of assessments, number of complete treatments, number of no-shows, number of follow-up appointments. The main term is the analysis of the installed capacity, which must be analyzed in terms of demand and how much staff is needed, how much equipment, how many supplies, and a key indicator is that of opportunity. What is the company's goal to provide opportunity to a user, and the opportunity is how long I am going to take to deliver the treatment. It is important to define the quantities to have.
Thanks all for answering the question. It was really nice to listen about your experience from the company.
Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks for listening to
Thank you,
us.
Silvia.
It was very helpful.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope everyone enjoyed this forum today and learned so much. See you the next time.